Welcome back to the Maryland Terrapins Dynasty. Today, we have our off-season. It is our off-season to help erase this disappointing year. We were all over the place with scheme, with personnel, with roster moves. We need to figure things out right here, right now. College football playoffs look like this. Ohio will lose to Georgia. UAB will lose to Cincinnati. Tennessee got the best of Oregon, and then Pitt over Virginia Tech in the first round. The quarterfinals. Georgia over Charlotte, Cincinnati will fall to Ohio State, Tennessee will lose to Colorado, and Pitt will get the best of Kentucky. Pitt over Colorado, Ohio State over Georgia. It's the Pitt Panthers, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Natty. Ohio State, 89 overall offense, 89 overall, and then a 90 overall defense. Pitt Panthers, not so good on paper, 82 overall, 84 offense, 82 defense. Who would win the ball game? Can you say upset? 39-38, the Pitt Panthers, they get the job done versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. A shocker to say the least. So I do think we know what our scheme is going to be moving forward. We're going to try to upgrade our coaching abilities, starting with architect. We need 5 more points to unlock that attribute, unlock those abilities, but we're going to do it. We're going to hold on to our 10 little gold doubloons. We need 5 more gold doubloons to unlock that. Here goes the guys leaving. Some of the best guys in history on the campus are now departing. We only have one guy projected to go in the NFL draft, but he's projected to go in the first round. Hemby, he should be a draft pick, and I think he will be in real life. He was a first-team All-American his junior year, came back for his senior year because his overall got all convoluted, but he should be a draft pick. But Jordan Phillips projected to go in that first round. He will be our first-round pick of this dynasty. Not like in the history of Maryland. I believe Vernon Davis was at this school. I believe Sean Merriman was at this school as well. Here goes our recruits so far. Marlon, he is going to be going to South Carolina. Got to move him up off our board. We're going to miss out on his right tackle going to Penn State. Going to miss out on Mr. Rome. When in Rome, do as the Romans. He's going to be playing for Notre Dame. So we have a handful of guys left on our big board, and what we're going to do is not too much recruiting from here on out. Our roster is pretty young. The only guy I was kind of looking at was Spriggs here. He looks like a solid running back, elusive back, 5 foot 881 pounds, could break things open in the open field. It will be the Ray show, but to have a guy like that to back up Ray, I think would have been nice. But at the end of the day, we're not going to go after anybody. We're not going to add anybody either. So the guys that we have on our big board, those are the guys that we're going to go after and try to land moving forward. And hopefully we can do just that. But here goes some of the top guys in the nation. Miles Green. That's a great name. Greener pastures are ahead of Big Miles. You know what I'm saying? But again, we're just going to focus on the guys that we have on our board. Going to set return visits. Going to figure out how we're going to pitch these guys to get these guys to come to town. There's a bunch of 3-stars left. We do have a couple of 2-stars, but it's mostly 3-stars. We already got our 4 stars to sign on the dotted line, and that obviously should help us moving forward in a Big Ten. A Big Ten that we're having difficulty winning consistently in. We've had some big matchups, and we won some of those big matchups. We've been close to some of the bigger teams in the Big Ten, but we got to do a better job just staying consistent. Rich Osborne, he's a receiver. He's a deep threat, and I think that's going to fit our scheme. We want to ground and pound, and take what the defense gives us. If it's short routes, take those. But we want to try to get deep down the field and suck those safeties in by running the ball. Antoine Merriman. He might be related to Sean. He's going to be coming here, hopefully, to the Maryland Terrapins. That'll be a good look. Alec Fong. He is a center, 3-star recruit. He is from the New Jersey area. Hopefully, we can get him. Again, all these guys I think we have a chance of getting, but again, only time will tell. Robert Bosk, I believe is how you can pronounce his name. He's an athlete, but he is a quarterback. Then you got John Ramsey, another quarterback, more of that field general type of guy. Coming in from junior college, he will be a sophomore, so just 1 year of junior college football for him. And then we have 2 right tackles because we want to have a nasty type of O-line. If he can come in, Big Nate can come in. He's a 3-star recruit from Michigan. He could come and be like that Michigan style, Wisconsin style, a mauler at O-line. That is exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need. So we're going to have him come to town as well. And we have another right tackle in JT. So JT Beavers, he's another 3-star tackle. And again, hopefully these guys can come in and just start moving the earth around and let our running backs run right through there. So here comes our first round of recruits who signed, an Alec Fong from New Jersey, 3-star center. And again, we're looking for guys that can come in, not necessarily plug and play right away, but don't need too much time sitting on the bench before they're ready to go. Robert Bosk, quarterback from right here in Maryland. Again, he's an athlete, and I'm okay with athletes at quarterback. We will still use Max Isaac, who's the best athlete at quarterback. But if they can't push the ball downfield, then I'm probably going to sit on our bench until they can do just that. Because, again, play action pass is how we want to try to work things downfield. The deep passing game, we will take what the defense gives us. But we want to move the ball with the ground game, hit home runs with that deep passing attack. Right now, we're 83 overall with the guys on the roster right now. Only guy might transfer is, of course, Cooper, but I don't think he will. Now we got Nate Brockenmeyer from North Carolina, 3-star cornerback, decent athlete at cornerback. I think he's going to come in as one of our faster cornerbacks, and we could use all the speed going up against Ohio State Buckeyes and the Oregon I'm about to say Oregon Beavers, that's Oregon State, but the Oregon Ducks. So now we get big Ronald, middle linebacker. Our middle linebacker room is going to look nice. I was still trying to figure out our defense. Osborne, he's coming to town as well. He's a deep threat receiver. And we will unlock Architect here. And I do think we want to work with the 4-2-5 defense. It has some different formations. You still got like 3-4 in there. You get a regular dime. So we can have 4 down linemen from time to time. Now, I also want to say it has a 4-4 defense where you get 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers out there. And that will help against the run, obviously. I need to start upgrading recruiting. This is why recruiting has been difficult for us. And I think it's kind of realistic because we're getting 3 stars, a couple of 4s, majority of 3, some 2s here and there. And I think that's kind of what Maryland can expect in real life, probably more so in the 3-2-1 range. But we do have a handful of 4s, and that's without any attribute boost to our recruiting. So we did get the 2 right tackles as well. It didn't pop up, but we did get those guys as well. Our quarterbacks, we're making quarterbacks. Ronald is the only guy who's a question. His name was a question as well. I'm going to try my best to pronounce it during the in-game process right here. This is Ronald. He is a 6-foot, 228-pound freshman athlete who's a run stopper. I think he could translate to linebacker, but I also think he could translate to safety. He has 86 overall speed, 90 acceleration. Now, don't get it twisted. We have some linebackers that are faster than him. However, I think he could translate well to safety. If that doesn't work out, we can always change the position again, make him an outside backer. But I love the potential that he has. Again, 6 foot, 228 pounds, a run stopper, strong safety, I think would be beastly. Add that guy into the box. Because although we haven't played Michigan, I want to say since year 1. Did we play? I want to say we played them year 1. We really haven't had too much trouble stopping the run. But I do think that, at least for me, the 3-3-5 defense, it was harder for me to stop the run consistently. But again, that was year 1, and our team wasn't as good as it is now. So we will be going to the 4-2-5 defense. And of course, our head coach, Les Dawkins, finally got his first round pick. I did not show it when the screen popped up, but right there you could see that Jordan Phillips did go in the first round. Clemson is their number 1 class, 3 5-stars, 4 26 stars. What? That makes no sense. 26 4-stars. Let me get it right, and 1 3-star. And then you got Florida after them. They signed 35 guys, 2 5-stars, 25 4-stars, and 8 3-stars. Then after them, you got Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, Michigan, Oregon, Oklahoma, Kentucky. Going down the list, we are in the top 41. At number 41, we only signed 19 guys, 3 4-stars, 12 3s, and then 4 2s. So I think that's pretty good. And we're still going to have to come here and cut some guys. And I was trying to avoid that. But here goes our roster as of right now. So right now, roster looking decent. It's not great, but it's looking decent. D tackle. And I was thinking about sticking with a 3-4. But you're going to see that our D tackle room kind of improved. Like, it really did improve. So now having 2 D tackles out there, I think will kind of be our MO. We want to have beastly defensive linemen moving forward. Quarterback room, Martin is still the better quarterback than Max Isaac, but Isaac with that 90 overall speed, I mean, it's just different. It really is just different. Their throwing attributes are kind of the same, but, in this game, just being a little bit off is the difference between a touchdown or an interception. And it really is that small of a margin. So I want to have the most accurate guy out there. I also want a guy that has a big arm. Right now, Christian Martin, he will be our starter. But we got to ground and pound. Ray has to be that guy. He should be in the 80 overall range, maybe even a 90. I think I read somewhere in my comic section that somebody has him at 90-something overall. Again, I did some things when there was an update, messing around with playbooks and stuff like that. Shame on me. Shame on EA. Ray isn't who he's supposed to be. But we do have some speed in our backfield, which I'm liking. Druzma, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Druzma, yeah, whatever. I think, will get more playing time moving forward. We're just going to try to run the ball as much as possible. Try to get to like a 60-40 split between run the ball and pass the ball. Because although I think I can read the coverage, this game was built so well gameplay-wise. I think gameplay-wise, this game really doesn't have too many flaws, my opinion. Reading the coverage is tougher than tough. And yeah, I don't know what I just said, but reading the coverage is tough. At least for me. Maybe for you, you are Einstein level genius when it comes to reading the coverage. I get confused like it's nobody's business. But yeah, so taking deep shots when we can take them. If it turns into an interception, this would be like a long punt. Anyways, our O-line looking pretty good. Right tackle, again, we got those 2 guys to sign. They're not here right now because these are kind of the training results. But I think we're going to be okay. Left end is kind of a concern, but in the 4-2-5, you will have your linebacker, if they're like a rush in or like an edge rusher, they can play that DN spot more times than not. But right here with Johnson, Novak, like these guys, like we have 3 guys 80+ overall at the DN spot. I mean, at the D tackle spot. Middle linebacker, though, we're set. Everybody is 81 overall and above. Reddick 85 overall, so linebacker core looking good. And again, the 4-2-5, you do get some 3-3-5 action out there with 3 linebackers, and that 4-4 with 4 linebackers out there. Corners look solid. Then we got our safety rooms. They look good. Mueller will still go over to the strong safety spot. But Devin looks pretty darn good at 81. He's 81 overall, but with our scheme, he's 83 overall. Kickers, 81 overall for Harris. And then Norman, 77 overall. Time to cut some guys in Contrail. I'm going to ask you to transfer. I think it's in your best interest. Alex Moore, you're a senior, not going to play for us. Like be a starter. Maybe you could start someplace else. Then Duke Davis, right guard. Redshirt junior, kind of to the bottom of the depth chart. You only have 1 more year after this one. You might want to find a place where you can play football at. He was our punt return last year. He was slower than molasses, slowest receiver on the roster. We're going to ask him to transfer just after 1 year. And then Brian Pounds. Yes, this is a little bit tough because I want to say that I don't think I recruited him. I didn't recruit him. But Brian Pounds, he looks promising, but he's only 67 overall, 86 speed. There's freshmen on the roster that are already better than him. There's going to be freshmen coming in that are going to be better than him. You might want to find a place where you could get some playing time. You feel me? All right? And then when it comes to our fullbacks, I'm going to let go of Hooks. I'm going to let him try to find a place where he can play fullback at because it won't be here, at least as a starter. So we need to spend 8 points to get our film study for our running backs up. And yes, we are going to do just that. Custom schedule. First time I'm going to customize the schedule. Just going to change one matchup. It will be our week 3 matchup, game number 2 for us. We're going to take on the Florida Gators. Their overall and our overall are almost exactly alike. Both teams are 86 overall. It should be a fantastic game here at home. First game will be versus James Madison, then Florida, Virginia Tech on the road, then USC, Purdue, Oregon, Minnesota, who's ranked in the top 10, Washington, Iowa, Rutgers, Northwestern. So yeah, not an easy schedule, but no Michigan again. So that's a good look. Raiola, he is going to be the Heisman favorite coming into the year. You also got Tatum from Oklahoma, 89 overall with 94 speed, 96 acceleration. Ohio State with James Peoples, 88 overall, 91 speed, 96 acceleration. Those are your top Heisman hopefuls as of right now. And then when it comes to our quarterback room, or the guys we're going to redshirt in our quarterback room, Buffet, Yeah, Bosque, Ramsey, every freshman, y'all getting red-shirted. Receiver Osborne, he's a deep threat, but we're going to want him to sit and develop for a year without it damaging any of his eligibility. You might see him play from time to time. Might throw him in there. He has 4 games to play, so we might do that. We'll see what happens there because I love having a deep threat at receiver. Here goes our guys that are going to be hopefully coming in next year. And yeah, I know that with 4 stars and 5 stars, there's probably no real need to scout, although our first guy, Slater, turns out to be a little bit of a bust. He's still going to be a 3-star caliber player. But I think this is some of the fun of college football 25 is recruiting, see who is what, who do we think they are, who do we think they can be, and hopefully they're going to be exactly who they can be for us and nobody else. And hopefully that will be the case, but we will see what happens. But again, we do not need a whole bunch of players. We got decent depth, and unless we're going to get 5 stars that can come in and just instantly start for us, like we are more in the development stage of things where we're trying to get guys in the program, help them develop. We are not going Debo Sweet. No. We want transfer portal guys. This is the first year we're not getting any transfer portal guys, but you saw that we really didn't need too many guys that were out there. There weren't great talent out there in the transfer portal this season, at least for the team needs. Because, again, I want to see some guys develop. I want to see some guys get their chance to be starters and so on and so forth. And then after this season, we might jump back in the portal and see if we can upgrade certain positions or whatnot. But I want to give Ray a chance at running back. Again, only in the 70 overall range, but I think, and hopefully y'all think, that he is much better than that. Him and Hemby, a 1-2 punch, were very, very dynamic. Hopefully we can get to that. Maybe even a 3-headed monster in the backfield could serve us well moving forward, all right? So these are the guys that we are now on top of the list. Mormon on top of his list, and then everybody else were top 3, top 2, or number 1. First game, James Madison at home. We got to spank this team. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are excited for season number 4. Tune me again, my friends. Peace, love. Hot sauce.